Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Monday, June 17th, 2013. Alright, so today we have a couple of gold stars, not as impacting as red stars, of course, but a couple for today. A couple reds for tomorrow, and a lot of stuff on Wednesday and Thursday. But Friday is very quiet, and it's quadruple witching. Now, if you ever wondered what that means, let's take a look. And as option traders, it's sort of important to us, but the expiration date of various stock index futures, stock index options, and single stock futures. Okay, so what usually happens on this particular day, like they say here, there's heavy volume, and also underlines tend to peg to the strike prices of the strike prices of their options if they're close to it. For instance, as an example, let's take a look at Apple. If Apple's trading around 430 and it's wobbling in between this 430, a little bit above it, a little bit below it come Friday, chances are pretty good it's just going to park itself right at 430 or within a nickel or so of that. Does that mean something? I have no idea how to trade it. I hadn't really thought about it. You don't know where it's going to be early enough in order to, for instance, collect any sort of premium. I mean, you usually have to stay in a trade for a while in order to do that. There may be some day trading that you could take advantage of there, but I can't really myself think of any. Alright, so moving right along, let's take a look at the new release of Thinkorswim. I'm going to slide this down just a tad here and show you that a lot of the data that was in this box over here is now moved up to this line up here, up to, I guess you might say it's sort of a header on this particular screen. Oops. So I wanted you to take note of that. And we get a little bit more real estate over here because the account info window is a lot smaller now, so we can see more of our whatever other types of tools you want to pop up in here. I guess you could say gadgets, but here we have watch lists, and here we are looking at the pre-market. If I can just grab this thing here. Pre-market, we're up, looking up for the open, and most of the other items I looked at here, ones that I'm bearish on, for instance, like LinkedIn, looks like as though it's going to gap up at the open as well. So the open's looking pretty positive for the bulls. Gold is still below 1400, and oil is almost at 98, and it looks like it might be pushing. There's probably some resistance at 100, but it looks like it might be pushing that. The Nikkei is up 4% this morning. Very volatile index, so keep that in mind. I do mention it every once in a while. So enough about that. Okay, so we're just going to go right over to the A+ list right off the bat, and I cleaned it up a little bit this weekend. I took some underlines out that I had thrown in there just so I could stay focused on them, but I don't look at them anymore, so why keep them in there? And I know what they are if I ever do want to look at them. I'm mostly interested in these babies right here. Also, I wanted to just jump over here and just quickly cover the spread trading methodology that we use. and we don't trade in the first half hour after the market opens. So when we're doing our scan, we're looking at underlines that the 50 MA is moving up or it's green. So we look at bull put entries, and on the midterm chart or on the daily chart, in our case, we're looking for stochastic %K to hook up from below the 20% line, and we enter on confirmation or price above the previous day. We also are looking for a MACD short-term rising above zero. And what is that? That is this little line down here. This is the short-term on the MACD. This line here is the moving average. So we look for a hookup on the stochastic with MACD moving up, moving averages moving up. This is a bad example for that, but I think you've been around long enough that you know what I mean. And then on the long-term chart, which is in our case the weekly chart, we use it as reinforcement for our trade selections. We look for a stochastic %K hookup from below 20 or the 45% line, and the MACD short-term rising or above zero. And the opposite is true for bear calls. I won't cover that in detail. Another thing that I wanted to do is jump back over here to my browser, and I want to point some people ask me, how do you set up your charts? So this is my channel on YouTube, and this I'm viewing it as you guys would view it. Otherwise I'm logged in and it looks a little bit different. So I wanted to show you that you need to go over to playlists and click on that, and you'll see down here charts and analysis, and that is the one that you're going to want to go to. So you just click on that, and it brings up both of them in this playlist, and start with indicators and charts, and then follow that up with watch list and candidates. So we're looking at a total of a little bit over an hour in order to get the basics of the strategy. Alright, okay, so we will move back here and we will start our scan for today. Just make sure we're still recording. Yes, we are. Okay, so Apple, we will start with that. And we already took kind of a peek at that. Bad example for any sort of directional trade, that it is, because the moving average is green, it's red, it's green. So really no directional type trade here. I mean, you could take a shot at maybe doing some sort of bear call, I would imagine. Might be a safe thing, but we don't want to chase trades. So it's out for me. Let me zoom in a little bit more on this one, on the weekly, and then we'll just tweak this over just a tad. Okay, that looks pretty good. I like the way that looks. Amazon. Alright, we have a couple of alerts on Amazon. We are looking to do a bear call on this with this alert, and that's not going to be happening, so I am going to remove that. Alrighty. Oh, yes. Nothing going on here. Maybe in an uptrend, you may be able to do something with the secondary trade here, but preferring in today's market with the volatility, it's up 150, it's down 150. I think I would be waiting for a move, a better indication of a trade by having the %K definitely come down below the 20. So I'm going to take a pass on any sort of directional trade on Amazon at this time. Baidu, we are in an uptrend. We actually have a nice little hook right here. So this would be a good one. I'm going to be watching for an alert here. Let's see here. At or above 100. Yeah, that's a pretty good thing. If it gets above 100, that's a psychological point of resistance and support. So that would probably be a pretty good indicator. Are we looking up this morning? We can't really determine. Looks like it might open up a little bit. Okay, Celgene. We are in Celgene. And we were in with a bear call. We got in here, we got our hook. Just kissed the 20 here. Or kissed the 80, I should say. And then pulled back down again. So we're in a July bear call. Got a 75-cent credit on that. Don't see any additional entry right now. I'll take a pass on that. CF Industries. Undetermined direction, although historically it's been moving down, definitely, at least on the midterm chart. On the long-term chart, can't really determine a direction there at this time. So we had a target set here. We're looking to enter with a bear call, and it has not developed as of yet. Chipotle, we entered with a July bull put here. So far it's playing out, no new entries. Possible secondary entry if the %K came down below the 45, and it didn't. So it looks like it's going to continue to move up. We like that. GLD, or our gold, definitely in a downtrend. Looking to see if we could hit our target up here. We may not. And if we get a nice hook here, we may do a secondary entry with a safer trade with a delta of 20 or greater for a July expiration. Don't usually do weeklies. Google. Let's see here. We're in here with a June bull put. Is that true? Yeah, we're still in there. Why are we getting NAs there? It looks a little strange. There we go. Huh. Wonder why that is. Anyway, we have a potential secondary entry here. And truthfully, I am going to put an alert here for a secondary entry. Alright, what's going on? There we go. A little slow this morning. Okay, so that would be to add to this bull put, maybe with a July, or we don't usually do the following week, but we are tempted by weeklies occasionally, and this may be a point where we might want to do something maybe here around the first expiration in July, the first Friday. We'll see about that. Alright, moving right along, Goldman Sachs. My laptop is really pumping away this morning. I don't know what's going on. We're currently in a June bull put. We got in back here. Oops. Oh, that figures. And new release. There's probably some, back when I was in IT, we used to call it memory leakage. There's probably some of that going on here. I have no idea what that means. I was an analyst. I was not a programmer or any of those kind of experts. Let's see here. July bull put, we got in back here off of this hook. Almost saw another one here. But I don't want to add to Goldman Sachs. It's looking like it's starting to consolidate. So we might have to keep a very careful eye on Goldman. But the way that today looks, I don't think we really have anything to worry about. If the trend right now continues throughout the day. LinkedIn, a little bit worried about that one. I'm going to put what I might call a bailout alert on this. And this is to consider bailing out on this particular trade. As you know, we got into this when the trend turned down, and as soon as we got in, the trend goes up. This was a really nice bear flag here. We got a price moving down, then it comes up, gives us a little flag, and when we say flag, we mean we get this trend line, moving down, and then we get a little up thing like that. And if you look at just this part of it, it looks sort of like an upside down flag. So they call that a bear flag because it's in a downtrend. Alright, now enough of that. That's a pretty popular pattern for entry. Doesn't always work. Just like everything else, it just does not always work. So we have a failure of that. It happens. And those are things that you just have to kind of keep an eye on. Alright, MasterCard. We were not able to get in on this. We're looking to get in up here. The alert may have triggered, but it failed us. So we didn't get our confirmation, or we didn't get our entry. We still might get an entry here, so we'll add an alert here and we'll take a look if it goes off and see what happens. I see by my notes that we did put an alert on this on Friday, and I just did nothing but move down. So we don't trade on this candle, roughly. This is 9:30 to, well, actually 10:48. So if we were to put this down to like a 30-minute chart instead of a 78-minute, we would be able to see what this candle looked like. But I'm not going to chop up that chart right now. Suffice to say, the alert went off. Took a look at it at 10 o'clock, wasn't looking good, so it took a pass. So we'll see if it comes back and gives us another opportunity today. And that would be for July expiration, of course. Netflix, we're already in with a June bull put. We are still in it. Yes, we are. Is this the one? No. We're in... where are we here? That looks like as though it might actually be pretty close to max. That's pretty close. 321, 400. If it moves up today, we are going to bail on it. So I'm going to put an alert on this to close it if we get a move up. So we'll reduce our risk and we'll get out of this trade if we get a move up. And I think I need to tighten this up just a tad. Yeah, I think down around there. Alrighty. Alright. Price line. We had this simulated trade in here on Priceline that is making a little bit of money right now. We were saying that I was saying that Priceline was looking kind of weak compared to the way that it normally moves. So I put a little bit of paper money where my mouth is, and we chose this July bear call, locked in the price for $1.10 of credit, and it's up a little bit right now. Not seeing any entry though, a secondary entry here, but this price action here is looking kind of shaky, so I'm going to take a pass on that. And we have Panera. Oh, this is nice. This is very nice. So this one failed us. We didn't get our entry. So we'll take that one out. But now we have a new one here, and that one is looking pretty nice to me, actually. So we have a very nice hook below the 20 here, and we have a very nice price movement here. So we need to do an entry above this high close, above the close. So we'll be looking for that today, and that's probably a pretty good probability that it's going to, oh, we can't tell from this. Looks like it might actually open down a little bit. But anyway, we got our alert in here. And of course, if it goes off right away, we wait till after 10 o'clock. See what it's doing. Last but not least is Visa. Probably looks a lot like MasterCard. We were in Visa. Yes. We got a nice hook here, but this is... usually I like to see these things leg out a little bit more, so we get percent K and D coming down together, and here there's a big divergence in them. Percent K came down, bit below the 20, popped back up, and percent D never had a chance to follow it. So we have kind of a little mess right here. So I'm going to take a pass on Visa. I think we have enough for today. We have 3: Google, MasterCard, and Panera, all for bull puts. Alright folks, that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.